Hey guys, this is Dave from Homegrown Herps. Today a little different video. I sort of mentioned this guy or ever sort of introduced anybody to him, so I thought I'd do a video for it today. This little guy here is, don't go by the name, he was already named when he came to us and the kids kept his name. This is Steve. Steve is our little hermit crab. This little guy will come out in a sec. He's a little shy boy. He will come out eventually. There we go. Here he comes. Here comes timid little boy. This little guy is awesome. He's not really massively frightened. He will come out eventually. As you can see. He does like to have a good old run around. He doesn't stay still very long. He is very much of a mover. I'll just put him on my lap so he don't go nowhere. As you can see, this little guy is a hermit crab. He's a land hermit crab. So obviously, he doesn't spend 100% of his time underwater. If he did, he would more than likely die. We've had this guy, came into us as a rescue from a good friend of ours. He actually came with another hermit that was quite older, that sadly passed away not long after being with us. But he... You know what I mean about him being clumsy. These little guys are found in sort of like the, how can I put it, the Indo-Pacific region. So stuff like Western Atlantic and the Western Caribbean, those sort of areas. It's a bit of a clumsy klutz, this one is. These cats, to be found, they spend in the wild. They spend a majority of time on shorelines. As I say, they don't spend their full body time in the water. They just sort of need water to obviously drink, being the main problem. Then obviously they need the water to keep inside the shell. They keep the shell inside of the shell moist. And they also use the moisture to keep their gills moist as well, which helps the breathing aspect of it. These guys pretty much eat absolutely anything you put in front of them. They are sort of what you call omnivore scavengers. They just hunt and find anything they want and eat it. We feed them majority of the time on fruit and veg, as you'll see today. He got a couple of little cut up grapes in there. He'll have a good old munch of them last night. He's have a good old go at it this morning. I have just woke him up actually. He was actually asleep. Well, looked like it anyway. He was curled up in a ball. With these guys, they have actually got a hard exoskeleton, the same as mouse crabs on the front half. The second half that's kept inside the shell, sort of the abdomen and the rest of the sort of appendages, which they use to wedge inside the shell, are actually quite soft, which is why it's kept within a shell. The reason it's soft, it helps them to adapt to different shells. So obviously with this one having a little spiral within it, they can curl themselves in it. So there ain't really any shell they can't adapt to, and the body will sort of squidge into the right place to fit it. Inquisitive little one, this one. But you've got to say it is an absolutely awesome little creature. I just find, some people say he's weird, he's ugly. I think he's adorable. He's just cute, really cute. As you can see by his massive pincer this side, that's usually used for defence, nothing more. They don't really use that for anything else. The littler one this side that you can sort of see, third one in, that's sort of really used for collecting food and the other appendages that side. The big one is majority of the time just for defence. Go on. You notice how the setup is for us. We just keep him in a Exoterra. I think if I remember rightly, that one is I think it's a 2 foot, be a foot and a half, be a foot and a half. That my little box on there, that has got my son's cockroaches in. Believe it or not, he keeps Dubai cockroaches as well. We'll do a little video on them one of the days. As you can see, he has got like a wood bark base with like the cocoa fibre all mixed in, nice and deep. Reason I do it nice and deep like that is obviously for when it comes to molting, he's able to go in there, bury under there, and he'll disappear under there from anything for a quick molt to be 45 days, up to I think the longest ever recorded was about 120, something like that, days, 130 days, something like that. So it does vary with them. The molting time, you do just want to sort of, as soon as you see them disappearing, you can't find them, leave them, and just let them come back to you. Because if you go messing and hunting for them, it is a very, very stressful point in their life. And obviously, you can imagine they're at their like most vulnerable as well, because obviously they're very soft at that time. They're out of their shell, so they've got no real protection. So it can stress them out, and they have been known to die while going through molt because of stress. So the best thing to do with them is just leave them, let them get on with it, and when they come out, they'll come out. Don't mess or interfere with them. Temperature-wise, saying that I put a stat. Don't have a stat on mine. Just to the point that it broke the other week, and I put a new one on. I usually keep them at around about the 80 mark. 85 is sort of like the max sort of temps you need it at, which is around 28 to 30 Celsius for us guys in the UK. Humidity wise, is usually sat at around 75 to 80. Can be again up to about 85. Predominantly though, he sits at around about 75. I'll just give him a quick about minute to 2 minute spray every morning and every night, and that seems to do him absolutely fine. With the water, what I do is I boil the water. Sort of a good friend who I've got to know, sort of giving me a bit of hints and tips with it. They do not like any type of chlorinated water, or any. Obviously, some areas in the world, like mine as well, they also add a 5% fluoride base to the water. So you need to boil all that out. I'll boil mine for around 20 minutes, just as a nice simmering bubble. Then when it's done that, I completely cool it down and I put it into a spray bottle. And at the morning and at the night, then what I do is I empty the little water bowl which is in there. I spray the whole viv down, well, the tank. I spray it all the way down for, as I say, a good 1-2 minutes, and then I turn the nozzle to spray and I fill the water up. So I do that morning and night, so the water is crystal fresh. There's nothing sitting there. These can, if the humidity and they haven't got an access to good fresh water, and we mean fresh water, they can actually slowly suffocate and die. As horrible as that sounds, you'll think they're absolutely perfect, they're absolutely healthy, but they're actually slowly choking to death because they can't, because they've got hard gills. They need to keep the humidity and the moisture right in the gills to be able to breathe properly. So the humidity in that is very vital, and having that water set up correct is very vital for them. But apart from that, I do think even watching them eat. I mean, I have got a video somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find it of him eating. I'll try and do another one soon. It's just fascinating to watch, and I find it really cute. So, there we go. I just thought I'd bring you that today, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it sort of brings you into a bit of an inquisitive way of looking at things and trying different things. As I say, this was something we ever thought about getting into. It really was. It was way away from our thoughts, but at the end of the day, it was something new. And to be fair, I absolutely love this guy. I think he's brilliant. We are on about getting another one for him because obviously he's a bit lost on his own. So we are on about getting him another one. So hopefully he'll have a little friend. They are best in groups. So, brother, you'd enjoy it anyway, and hopefully it might spark your interest into something a little more out the ordinary. It certainly has with me anyway. And as always, guys, let's teach, not preach. Thanks. I'll leave him on just for a sec, see if he has a little nibble as well. He is actually eating. Knocked him out. We didn't see him now. Now he's turned over. I might see him have a little pop at it. No, he's had enough. These guys are, believe it or not, fantastic climbers as well. So all these leaves and everything else, there's a majority of the time I will find him and he'll be right up there. Or even, I have caught him on the odd occasion up on the net on the roof. So he does get about. He really does get about. Okay, guys, take care.